Is the American dream still alive, or has it faded into myth? For generations, it promised that hard work could lead to a better life. But today, that promise feels out of reach for many. Across the country, headlines tell a story of rising poverty, struggling families, and homelessness threatening even our most iconic states. It's a reality we can't ignore. When a state falters, it's not just numbers, it's real people and communities at risk. Could your state be next? It's a question millions are asking. In this video, we'll reveal the top 10 US states most at risk of collapse and the challenges shaking their foundations. We'll go beyond the headlines to uncover what's really happening on the ground. From soaring poverty to cities overwhelmed by homelessness, this journey may change how you see America's future. Let's dive in. Number 10 takes us to Alaska, the last frontier, majestic, wild, and facing a quiet crisis. Alaska's population is shrinking as people leave in search of opportunity. Outside the oil and gas industry, jobs are scarce, and when they disappear, there's little safety net. The result? A domino effect. Unemployment, unaffordable housing, and a homelessness crisis made deadly by brutal cold. Shelters are overwhelmed, resources are stretched thin, and isolation only deepens the struggle. The high cost of living, driven by shipping everything in, squeezes families even more. While tourists marvel at glaciers, many Alaskans are fighting just to survive. Dedicated locals work to help, but the scale is immense. Alaska's story is a stark reminder. Even the most beautiful places can crack when jobs, housing, and hope disappear. The dream of the frontier has become a fight for survival. In Alaska, the American dream is on ice. Number 9 is Baltimore, Maryland, a city whose struggles threaten the stability of its entire state. Baltimore's poverty rate is among the nation's highest, with nearly a quarter of residents living below the poverty line. Homelessness is everywhere. Tent encampments, crowded shelters, and families on the brink. Decades of industrial decline have gutted jobs, fueling a cycle of poverty and crime. Public safety concerns and lack of opportunity make recovery even harder. Local leaders and activists are fighting for affordable housing and job training, but the crisis is overwhelming. Baltimore's challenges are a warning for urban America. When a major city falters, the ripple effects are national. The city's struggle is a call to action for investment and reform. Baltimore shows how quickly inequality can erode a community's foundation. If we ignore cities like Baltimore, we risk losing more than just a city. We risk the future of our nation. The time to act is now. Number 8 is Hawaii, paradise for tourists, but a crisis for many locals. Hawaii's beauty and isolation drive the cost of living sky high. Basic goods cost double what they do on the mainland. The result? One of the highest homelessness rates per capita in the U.S. Native Hawaiians and longtime residents are priced out, forced into cars, tents, or makeshift shelters. The tourism industry fuels the economy but fractures society, pushing locals to the margins. Housing demand from wealthy outsiders and vacation rentals drives rents far beyond local wages. Community groups fight for affordable housing and economic reform, but the forces are powerful. Hawaii's crisis asks, what's the real price of paradise? When the economy serves outsiders over locals, the dream becomes a struggle to survive. Paradise for many is out of reach. Number 7 is Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, once an industrial powerhouse, now losing people and hope. Population decline signals deeper issues. Jobs and opportunity are vanishing. The collapse of manufacturing and coal left towns hollowed out, replaced by low-wage, unstable work. Economic stagnation erodes communities, shrinking tax bases and starving schools, roads, and services. Crime rises as desperation grows, creating a feedback loop of decline. Those who can leave do, leaving behind an older, poorer, more vulnerable population. While some areas thrive, much of the state is left behind. Pennsylvania's divide is a warning. When economies fail to adapt, communities unravel. The cracks in the Keystone State show what happens when people are left behind. The lesson? Adapt or risk collapse. The American dream here is slipping away. Number 6 is Nevada, where Las Vegas's glitz hides a harsh reality. Beneath the neon, poverty and homelessness are surging. Low-wage tourism jobs trap many in a cycle of struggle, unable to afford the city they serve. The city's infamous flood tunnels shelter hundreds, a hidden world beneath the spectacle. The pandemic exposed the fragility of an economy built on a single industry. Recovery has been uneven. Tourists returned, but many residents remain left behind. Las Vegas is a city of extremes, wealth and poverty, light and darkness. The illusion of instant riches masks a daily fight for survival. Nevada's story warns, when an economy bets everything on fantasy, reality can be devastating. The gamble for many has failed. Number 5 is Louisiana, a state of vibrant culture, battered by disaster and decline. Population loss and a sluggish economy have left many in poverty. But natural disasters make things worse. Hurricanes and floods displace thousands and destroy homes. Recovery is slow and incomplete, especially for low-income families without resources to rebuild. Housing is scarce, and rents soar after each disaster, pushing more to the brink. Coastal erosion and rising seas threaten to erase entire communities. Resilience is strong, but it has limits. Without major investment in protection and economic diversification, Louisiana faces a future of continued decline. The state is fighting on multiple fronts: poverty, climate, and catastrophe. Louisiana's struggle is a warning. Resilience alone isn't enough. The storm isn't over. Number 4 is West Virginia, deep in Appalachia. Once powered by coal, now struggling to survive. The collapse of coal devastated the economy, wiping out tens of thousands of jobs. West Virginia ranks near the bottom in job growth and income. Wages have stagnated for years. The opioid crisis has hit hardest here, fueled by despair and lack of opportunity. Young people are leaving, draining the state's future and shrinking its tax base. Homelessness is hidden but real, with families doubling up or living in the woods. Rural geography makes help hard to reach. Efforts to diversify the economy are slow and difficult. West Virginia's story is a lesson in the dangers of relying on a single industry. The cost of transition is measured in lost lives and lost hope. Number 3 is Illinois, the land of Lincoln, now leading the nation in residents fleeing. High taxes and crushing pension debt drive people out in record numbers. Decades of financial mismanagement have left the state with a massive budget hole. Public services, schools, infrastructure, social programs are constantly underfunded. The result is a downward spiral. As people leave, the tax base shrinks, making things worse. Chicago faces a growing homelessness crisis, with thousands living on the streets or in shelters. Lack of funding for mental health and affordable housing deepens the problem. Illinois has immense assets, but political gridlock blocks real solutions. Until the state fixes its finances, the exodus will continue. Illinois stands at a crossroads: reform or decline. The future depends on action, not promises. Number 2 is California, the Golden State, now losing residents for the first time ever. Sky-high housing costs make homeownership a fantasy for most. Rents eat up more than half of many incomes. California has the nation's largest homeless population, over 170,000 people. Tent encampments line city streets, a stark symbol of policy failure and inequality. High taxes drive out both middle-class families and businesses, hollowing out the state's core. The middle class is vanishing, leaving a state of extremes: the very rich and the very poor. Businesses are fleeing for friendlier states, taking jobs and opportunity with them. California leads in innovation, but can't solve basic housing for its people. The dream is tarnished. Immense wealth can't protect against collapse from inequality. California's crisis is a warning. Even the mightiest can fall. The world is watching to see if the Golden State can recover. The stakes couldn't be higher. Number 1 is New York, the Empire State, now leading the nation in population loss. The cost of living, especially in New York City, is unsustainable for most. Median Manhattan rent tops $5,000 a month. Even outer boroughs are unaffordable. Homelessness has hit record highs, with nearly 100,000 people in city shelters. An influx of migrants has pushed the system to its breaking point. High taxes drive out both families and businesses, shrinking the tax base and deepening the crisis. Public services are strained, and the quality of life is slipping. New York's vibrancy and opportunity are threatened by unaffordability and mismanagement. The city that once drew dreamers now pushes its own residents out. The Empire State's crisis is a warning. The American dream is in peril. If New York can't recover, what does that mean for the rest of the country? The stakes are nothing less than the future of the dream itself. From Alaska to New York, the story is the same: hardship, resilience, and the urgent need for change. Even America's most iconic places can collapse when economic foundations weaken. But this isn't the end. Across these states, people are fighting for a better future: community leaders, volunteers, and everyday citizens. With unity and smart policy, affordable housing, living wages, mental health support, recovery is possible. The American dream may be flickering, but it's not gone. It's up to us to reignite it. The conversation must continue, in our homes, communities, and halls of power. How do we fix homelessness and poverty? Share your thoughts below. The story isn't over. Stay tuned.